everyone, and welcome to Crafts with Zoe. Today we have a special guest on our show, John Ruskin, a painter, architect, and journalist, who is largely responsible for the arts and crafts movement. So, without further ado, let's welcome John Ruskin. Hello, John.
Hi, thanks for having me.
We have your easel set up and everything for you to get started.
Perfect.
So, tell us a little about yourself as you get started today.
Well, I was born February 8th, 1819 in London, England. I was raised in a, I guess you could say, well-to-do family. My parents felt they could provide me with the best education, so I was initially homeschooled as a child. Being that I was homeschooled, I had the chance to go on extended travels with my parents. In 1932, when I was 13 years old, I went on my first extended continental tour where I had the privilege of seeing the Alps for the first time. This experience greatly influenced my life and began to shape me into the man you see today.
That's amazing that you had the opportunity to travel around the world at such a very young age. Did you receive any kind of formal education?
Of course, even though I may or may not have been the greatest student. When I was 15, I was tutored at Grove Lane School by Reverend Thomas Dale. The following year, I would frequent Reverend Dale's lectures at King's College, also located in London. Once I turned 18, I enrolled at Christ Church, Oxford, where I met some of my closest friends.
Those are pretty impressive schools. So when did your artistic side really begin to show?
Well, my first drawing master was Charles Ruskin, who began giving me lessons when I was 12 years old. I later received drawing lessons from Copley Fielding and then from J.D. Harding when I was 23, the latter of which really refined my overall skills. Even though these men improved my technique, I firmly believe that the greatest influence on my artistic abilities came from the many places I had the chance to visit. I would often take sketchbooks with me, so I had a way of recording and remembering the amazing architecture and countrysides I came across.
It's amazing that you can go from simply traveling the world and sketching the beautiful scenes that you came across to being appointed the first slave professor of the fine arts at Oxford University, and even opening up your own art school at Oxford, fittingly the name of Ruskin School of Drawing and Fine Arts.
Thank you, I've been truly blessed.
So since this is a craft show after all, how are your paintings going so far?
They're going really well. I just finished a painting of a building that really caught my eye when I was in Rome a few years back.
That's very nice. I like how the watercolors blend together and create a scenic look.
Yes, thank you.
Very nice, very nice. So, what influenced you to start the arts and crafts movement?
Well, seeing places outside and away from London made me realize that there is so much more out there than machines and factories. I believe people should take pride in what they create as opposed to simply droning on like some sort of robot. Machines limit happiness and don't let a person fully appreciate how artistic and creative they can be. People need to revert back to how things were before industry took over.
How inspirational. Now, why was this so important to you?
I wanted myself and others to experience a simpler way of life, a more authentic life, if you will. Living a simple life creates more happiness and less stress, so I thought everyone should enjoy this.
I couldn't agree more, John. And honestly, I would choose a simple life over a complex life any day. And I see you've actually also finished another one of your paintings.
Yes, this is a painting of a flower that I came across on one of my many trips to Venice.
It's very pretty. Very beautiful, and you can surely paint fast.
Oh yes, it takes years of practice.
So, I just have a couple more questions for you. Do you feel like the arts and crafts have a therapeutic value?
I do believe that arts and crafts have a therapeutic value. Painting, sculpting, drawing, or really any sort of movement with the hands can aid people when they are in need of recovery. Art also helps to de-stress people from the complications they deal with in everyday life.
Yeah, actually, my grandmother enjoys knitting and painting because it helps her relax through all the stress that she's going through, and it also helps with the arthritis.
Doing crafts and activities that use the hands will, over time, increase the mobility of the fingers and wrists. That's another reason why elders or people with hand injuries should focus on occupations they enjoy, such as painting and knitting.
Exactly. So, I see that you're also done with your final painting.
Yes, my final painting is of a Gothic-style castle that I visited when I was in Normandy. Gothic buildings always seem to grasp my attention the most.
I would definitely not go in there. That is scary. But they're all very, very beautiful, and you're very talented. Hopefully people watching today can understand how painting can serve as a therapeutic activity.
I hope so too. One of my main goals in life is to convince people, once again, that arts and crafts have the ability to increase their overall happiness.
I understand completely, John. Thank you for stopping by today, and hopefully you'll come and visit again sometime.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
No problem.